Up a little bit.
This way?
Yep.
Okay.
Live! Hello! Welcome to DIY is my happy place. I'm Amy, and this is my part.
I don't know about that. But
Yeah.
We'll see. So, oops, hey. How about that?
Yeah, that's a good way to start. Today, we are going to be making some gnomes, and I showed on a video last week how to make this curly hair. So now I'm going to show you how we can make these fun gnomes. Look at this. So these are what we're going for. Let's see, where can I put them? Is that going to be in your way?
Nope,
if I put
not
that
at
right
all.
there. Go fix the camera.
Yep. I don't even have to go. I can just come this way. That's what long arms will do for you.
That's true. Keep going.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. Woohoo! There. Got a little hot, huh?
Well, it's just so dark, or it's so bright.
Okay. You might have to hold some stuff up.
Sorry, we just are readjusting, so okay.
We're always tweaking.
Always tweaking.
So you want me to pull this?
Yeah.
Push it back. Okay. There.
Getting closer. Okay. All right. I think we're ready to get started. So the first thing that we need to do when we're making this gnome, what?
Nothing.
You're gonna say
I'm
something?
like really excited about
Okay.
these because I've been thinking about them for a couple weeks now.
He's the one who came up with the idea. He's like, you could make the hat look like it's a firecracker, kind of,
Yeah, like a rocket.
like a rocket. So that's what we're going to go for. This is one of the easiest gnomes I've ever done, if I'm being honest. And so I think it's going to be fun. We're trying to get this figured out. Okay.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, I think the light is way too bright right there.
This one?
I don't know. Okay, we're going to use a pool noodle, and that's what the base of the gnome is going to be. And I've done a few different things with cutting the pool noodle, and I just recently came up with this new idea. You can probably turn that one off. We thought we had the lighting right, but it just seems like really bright to me. So I get a pool noodle and an X-Acto knife. Now it's too dark. Well, that's probably okay.
Is it good?
Yeah. Sorry, folks. Sorry. We moved our studio, and so we're trying to get everything right. Okay. So I'm going to have templates on my blog for all the things that we're making today, and they'll be up tomorrow. But I just kind of do about 2 hand widths. That's about what length I want for my gnome, or how tall I want it, or even maybe a little bit smaller. Now, this is the trick. You get some Scotch tape, and you tape around it, and then when you go to cut it with your X-Acto knife, it will cut exactly straight across. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we have Christy Call on. Hi, Christy.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah Westbrook. Hi, Sarah. It's good to see you here. Okay, so let's get started with this. So I take a nice big piece of Scotch tape, and there is no exact perfect height, so you can just kind of decide how tall you want your gnome, and then just bring the tape around so that it's even, like so. And then you know exactly where to start cutting. Okay, so I'm just going to cut through.
You want me to hold it? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I think it's okay. And then just pop it off. There we go.
Such violence.
Such violence. Okay, so this is going to be our gnome body, and we want our hat to be almost as tall, equally tall as the gnome body itself. And I have a template for the hat. There's Joel. Hi, Joel. I can't believe Joel's on. Hello, Joel. Okay, so we are going to trying to decide.
You want me to hold it?
Well, no, I was just gonna see if there was something you could put on so I can show it. Okay.
I'm doing my best Vanna White
Oh,
impersonation.
I love it. That's good. All right, so I get the foam that I get it in bulk like this, and it's just different types of foam. I get it with all the different colors. Do we have a link for that? I think
Yes.
we do.
Yep.
Sometimes I get it plain and sometimes I get it that have the sparkly. And so you just take the template, and again, we'll have this on for you, and you can just mark it off on one of your foams, depending on what color you want. This is the template for the hat. And then it comes out looking like this. Now, I want to show you the trick that I came up with for how we're going to glue this hat together, because it's a little bit tricky to get this glued exactly
Into
right.
a cone.
Yeah. So we are going to need to be able to see the table. So
Okay.
sorry, we're using a different camera now and everything is different. So
That's all right.
we're trying.
That's what she has me for.
Yeah. Okay, that looks okay. So this is where we're gonna be. So again, it's Scotch tape. What are you laughing at?
I'm stuck in.
That's cool how the pool noodle cuts perfectly like that. Great tip. Okay, so thank you, Christy. So what we're going to do is we're going to just put a piece of tape along the outer edge, not up to the top, but pretty close. If you go up to the top, then you can't get the point. Get the point?
Get the point. Nice.
Okay, so it's going to go like this. Now the tape is just going to hold it in place until we can glue it. So, and I actually just go ahead and push it down like it's paper to fold it into a triangle, just to hold it into place until we get our hat pointed correctly. Does that make sense?
Yep. I'm following.
I should be having you help make one.
No, but it'll never turn out very well. So
I think yours turn out great. Okay, see how that? Now that is exactly where we want it. So now that I know it's in the right place, I can add the glue to the tape and then put it over on it.
Tricky.
And the tape will keep it from gluing onto the back side of the. And this one, you can use foam. This is actually a glitter iron-on that I had left over from something else. But the foam works equally.
Always glitter.
Always glitter. So I definitely like the Gorilla Hot Glue Gun because it has the fine tip and the glue comes out very evenly.
So you ran that bead of hot glue right down the overlap of the tape.
Overlap of the tape.
Gotcha.
And
but
then,
not on the back side of the hat.
Not right. Not on the back side of the hat. Yeah. And then I just want to pinch that so we don't see the seam.
Watch out because that glue's hot.
That glue's hot. All right. So I'm curious how many of you have ever made a gnome? Joel, I'm sure you have. You get the joke there?
Joel's probably made like some professional gnome, like an attorney or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, well, we're going to let that be drying. I like to put an edge right around so that the gnomes have kind of a hat. Oh, here, I'm going to give you these so they're out of the way.
And I'll model them for everybody so they can see.
So what I use for the edge, you can use different things. I've used puffy yarn, but the one thing that I found with that white, really, really puffy yarn, but I didn't want it to end up looking like a Santa Claus hat. So in this case, I'm actually going to do a pipe cleaner. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to put pipe cleaner
Do you need
for my edge. So my hat, it has three corners.
Oh boy.
Hey, Joel, could you sing that song for us? Okay, now that this is glued, you can see that the seam is a little bit not laying flat. So I'm going to add a little bit
Just
more
a little
glue
bit.
here, wherever it might need reinforced.
Nice.
And then I'll push it down again. Now, on some of them, depending on how your foam is coming together, I have done a seam up the back, just glued on it to help make sure. Or you can add.
Oh, you can hide it with.
You can hide it with some stripes if you want to. So really, anything goes with this. I think I might do that very thing. I might hide it with a stripe. Should we put stripes on this one? Yeah, let's do.
Sure.
Okay. We forgot to bring our cutting board. All right. Where is he came earlier in the day and he's like, "Were you using my yearbook?" And I said, "Yes, I was using your yearbook for my straight edge." Because that's how I roll. Yeah.
There's, I'm sure, plenty of people that wouldn't mind getting cut out of it.
Well.
What do you need? Oh.
Yeah, we didn't bring the right equipment.
It's all right.
I can use anything for a straight edge. So here we go. I wanted a little skinnier than that. So, okay, here we go. Oops.
Christy's made gnomes, she says.
It's definitely, oh, hey, I'd love to see them.
It's definitely what?
It's definitely easier to cut your foam with a ruler and cutting board, which we left.
So I may have taken those back up to
your studio.
My studio. So sorry, absent-minded husband.
How it goes sometimes. Okay, now the one thing that I love about this type of gnome is it's so fast. We're going to make this in less than an hour. In fact, I made those three really fast. It takes me less time when I'm not talking. But that's the one thing that I like about this is the simplicity of it, how fast and easy it is to do. So that's what we're going to show you, how we get that done. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add the blue along the edges. Again, hot glue everything.
Hi, Kathy. Welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Now, I just cut different foam. Sometimes I go like this direction, and sometimes I go around like that one.
Oh, horizontal as opposed to vertical.
Right.
Gotcha.
Horizontal instead of vertical. There you go. Those are the words I was looking for. And anybody who has seen me use foam before knows foam loves foam. So generally speaking, foam loves to get glued to other foam. But when there's glitter, that's when it's a little bit trickier. So you have to be patient. You have to let that set up.
Glitter causes a multitude of problems.
Glitter is so fabulous.
It's, well, that's not the adjective I was looking for.
Oh boy. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to show you how we can do this. Lickety split. And then we're going to get to that curly hair. I have to say,
love curly hair.
I'm getting a little bit obsessed with the curly hair. And I just kind of have a ball of yarn all the time. And I'm just kind of curling
Hair all the time.
gnome hair. Just like how most people, like some people you'll see sitting around knitting or crocheting. Joel, did you ever knit or crochet?
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be Daniel, maybe. But, and I sit around and I put yarn on a stick. And these are what they look like when they're all yarned up. I've got some pipe cleaners in here too. And then once you do that, and we can put the link for
Hi,
how to
Cece.
do these.
Welcome.
Hello, Cece.
She's from Smyrna, Georgia.
Smyrna, Georgia.
We used to live in Savannah, Georgia.
Yes, we love Georgia. It's about time we go visit Georgia, right?
Yep.
Okay, let me show you what it looks like when you take this off. I always just hold on to this end so that it can kind of bounce around, and you just go zip.
That was totally mesmerizing.
It is, and it's so fun. And this is that real fluffy type of yarn that you can get, and it doesn't curl quite as much, but it's still really pretty looking. So I'll, put those over like that and add them to a pipe cleaner. I know I'm going to be trimming the bottoms, but if you don't like having the bottoms trimmed, like the loops, just cut them right there. And they can be a little uneven because, again, once you put the gnome together, then you'll trim off the bottom. If you have a taller gnome, you can do longer hair. So this is my first one that I did, and I actually baked it at too high of a temperature, and it kind of got browned. Can you see that? But I'm like, this is going to be a brown, kind of blonde, brown haired, but that's a little dangerous. You don't want to go over hot. Now, this is what it looks like.
That's not the safest way to create
not the safest way. This is when I did bigger dowels, and so it makes bigger curls.
Bigger curls.
And they're okay. I don't love them as much as the little teeny tiny curls. So this was my other one. Hi,
Lois. Welcome back. It's glad to see you here tonight.
Hello. Publicly never done either. Okay, let's see if our glitter glued, and it looks like it did. Now I'm going to put some on this other two sides, and then we can move on. Okay. I don't know what we'd do if we didn't have hot glue. That sounds like something I would say to my granddaughter. What would we do if we didn't have... I always say things like that.
And I always say, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Well, yeah, you want to tell the Klondike bar story?
Only if you make me.
Tell it.
Okay, so funny story.
Depending on who you're talking to.
Depending on who you're talking to. When Amy and I were first dating, she came out. I was living in Maryland at the time, and she came out to visit me and my family. And typical guy thing.
Was that what you're going to blame it on?
Yeah. So we were watching a movie or something with my family, and I go into the kitchen grab a Klondike bar out of the freezer, and I ate one and didn't offer her one. So there's mistake number one. And then I proceeded to go get another. And that was mistake number two. So then I went and grabbed a third one, which happened to be the last one. And she's like, "Oh, can I have one of those?" And I had to break it to her that it was the last one.
I mean, it was like right as he was taking his last bite.
I know, it was horrible.
He's changed a lot since then, I'm happy to say.
Yeah.
Okay, who do we have here? You got to get us caught up on some of the...
Lois is here. Awesome. She's made 9 different gnomes.
Oh,
Archie.
That's awesome. What type of gnomes have you done? I'm curious. Okay, I am just gluing the pipe cleaner on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
Arch Nook is joining us. Archie Film and Photography. Thanks for being here.
Oops.
We use Archie for our photography on my side of things.
That is true.
So every time we get Klondike bars now, I am painfully reminded of my misdeeds.
Discretions.
She stuck with me anyway. So
he's got me lots of Klondike bars now. Oh, watch out! That hot glue's hot. Ah!
That glue is hot. I'm telling you.
Oh man. Okay, I'm going to get this on, and then we'll move on to the next step. You're going to be just amazed how fast this one is. So what do you do with your gnomes after you make them? Do you all sell them or give them away or just make them for yourself, or what do you do? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, because you like to give them away, right? And
Yeah,
I think we've talked about this before in other videos, but this is kind of Amy's version of therapy, so to speak. So she likes to make them and give them to her friends. And
when you see how many I have, you realize I need a lot of therapy.
Okay, so Kathy says, I'm having a hard time pricing my gnomes. What are you guys charging? I don't know. So, you want me to answer that, or you want to answer
Go
it?
ahead.
So, Kathy, Amy doesn't sell them. So we're not much help. We're not much help for you. She's always just giving them away. And I do think it's important that if you do sell them, that you value your time.
Don't give them away, because your time is worth something.
Your time is always worth something. So it's important to do that.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, so where did I put the little bag with our pom-pom things? Okay, I love these. They're called sparkle pom-poms. I like everything sparkly.
Yes, she does.
But I thought they looked kind of like a little bit of a firework going off on the top. So that's what we're going to put on the top of our hat. But now let's get working on the body. So let's see. What color should I do the body? White?
Did you explain where you get the pool noodles?
Pool noodles. You can get them from Walmart. I got mine from the Dollar Tree.
Just anywhere. But
just really anywhere. But they only are during the summer.
You can use the thin ones like those, or the thick ones?
Yeah.
Or the bigger round ones? Okay.
Yeah, you can do the bigger ones. Okay. Now, what color should I do?
Hi, Kim. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Let's see if this piece of blue is big enough to go around.
Nope.
Yes.
I stand corrected.
It is, but I don't know what I'm going to do.
Red. Can you use a red felt or no?
Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and use blue.
All righty.
Okay.
It's got sparkles. Huh?
Again, this is just the foam with the sparkles. And I'm just going to wrap it around. Now, I know that my hat and my hair is going to come down over this part. So I don't even have to have it up. I generally put it up that high, but I never like to waste any foam. So just do that. Cut it off. Now, one thing that I will say, this foam does not love hot glue. It just doesn't. But it will, if you treat it just so, you can hot glue with it. Now, I love these rubber mats, the hot pads, because the hot glue.
Did you get those at Dollar Tree too?
At the Dollar Tree, yeah.
Okay.
Because the hot glue won't stick if it oozes out. I should have this going the other direction. So you can see I'll just roll it like this, so it'll hold itself in place.
So Kathy says that she gives them away too, but she's doing a craft fair on Saturday and didn't know what to charge. Do you think $8 is too much?
Oh, heavens no. Oh, no way. I
was thinking maybe $10 even.
I wouldn't
15?
I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go any lower than 20.
Oh, well, there you have it.
It's a homemade craft. I don't know what size it is or how much time you have in it, but man, don't sell yourself short. I'm
going to defer to your experience.
To have a homemade gnome craft, I would think that would be more. Okay, oops, I keep on going the wrong direction. So we're going to go like this. Okay, so I've got my...
So you're holding it sealed, basically.
Holding it sealed so that... And normally, again, if I did foam without glitter, this would stick really fast. But because we have glitter, it's going to take a minute. What did I do with my hat?
Hi, Jessica. Welcome. Jessica's in Wisconsin, another one of our favorite states.
Yeah. We move a lot. Well, we haven't lived in Wisconsin.
We haven't lived in Wisconsin, but we visited family there a lot.
We have family there. Yeah. Okay, so normally once the edges, the tops are all kind of a little bit different sizes, I like to just do one. Do you want to hold this down?
I was wondering what you're going to do with that.
Yeah.
Now we know.
I'll just cut the top off so it's even. I got to get a better pair of scissors. You know me, I have all my different scissors depending on what we're doing.
I've learned that quickly. Do not use the wrong scissors for the wrong surface.
Oh boy. Okay, then I'm just going to glue that on. Like so.
I love those little,
and that's all it takes.
Pom-Poms. They look like fireworks.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Okay. So that's that. How's that doing?
Need that back?
Is that getting warm? Now, when glue comes out onto the glitter like this is when, well, sorry, this wouldn't work for you. But I just,
what are you trying to say?
I just peel off the glue.
She's outing me on the live.
The no fingernail effect that he has. Okay. Now, one thing that I will say, I always like to finish my gnomes top and bottom, because when you are giving it to somebody, they see the bottom, even though when it's sitting up on a shelf or something, you're not seeing the bottom. So I always give a finished look to the bottom, and there's a lot of different ways you could do it, but good old black foam is just fine to use. So I'm gonna mark that just like this. All right, I'll let you cut that out for me. How about that?
Give me the correct
cut
scissors.
It out. See what I'm saying? Cut it out. Okay.
Are these the right foam scissors?
Those are the right scissors. Okay, so now we're going to do nose. Now, I've done a lot of different things for noses. There's a lot of things
knows
you can
nose
use.
like you know.
Nobody knows nose like I know nose. These are Pom-Poms. They're like a real fancy cotton ball. And I got these in the Crafter Square section of the Dollar Tree. They don't always have them. So sometimes you have to just order them. But there's so many good uses. And the thing with a cotton ball, first of all, it's not big enough. Secondly, it's not strong enough. And when you look at it, it just looks like a cotton ball. So I don't use cotton balls for a nose, but I will use these. And I'm going to just glue that on right there and be generous with it. And the other thing is, I like to glue everything down really well. I will say this. If you have a cat or a young child.
Lois. Have a good dinner. I bet it's something yummy.
Yeah. They will love these curly hair. So you want to really glue them in good because it is fun to play with. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, Kathy is in Connecticut, which is one state we have not been to.
We've never been to Connecticut?
I don't think we've ever been to Connecticut.
That can't be right.
I think it's right.
What about when we went to Rhode Island?
We never made it into Connecticut. We'll have to go there.
Wow. There's only a few states we haven't been in. That's crazy. Are you sure? 100%?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Little Fire, nice to meet you and see you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yes.
I'm Tim, Amy's husband, so I'm just here for color commentating. And
yeah. Okay, now.
And harassing my wife.
Right. I can show you a couple of different ways that you can do hair for gnomes, depending on what you're doing. If you're not going to have a hat on the top and you want it to be able to show apart and whatever, you can take your foam and then just glue the curls or the yarn right to the foam, and then you can glue that onto your gnome. That's not the style we're doing tonight.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Go ahead.
What if, can you use double stick tape that's foam and peel off one side to put the hair on and then peel off the other side to put on the gnome?
It wouldn't hold it enough.
Okay.
You want it really to be solid.
Gotcha.
You don't want, I always feel like I just want them to be pretty, sturdy. Even if you don't have any kind of pets or children that would mess with them, even just to put them away for the season, you want to be able to not have them fall apart.
Right.
So that's why hot glue is the
that
answer.
Makes sense.
Where's my circle? Oh, there it is. Okay, so
Archie, he says, have we ever been to Arizona? We have.
Many times.
Many times.
Yeah.
We haven't been lately, though. It's been quite a while since we've been to Arizona.
Yeah.
We need to get out there.
We do.
Amy doesn't do cold very well, so Arizona is
cold.
a good place for her.
Although my good friend lives in Arizona and it's very hot right now, right? So maybe a little bit too hot, but
look at that.
so I like when
sorry.
when it oozes out again to have my little rubber thing
I was
so that
leaning on it.
it can, and then just kind of scrape any extra glue because we want it to be solid, just like that, and then the glue won't stick. So that is that. Okay, now for the hair.
This really is coming together fast.
It is.
You are right.
It is one of the fastest things. Okay, so for the hair, see how it's all different lengths? Because depending on how I put it on and whatever. So because I have a pipe cleaner, it's pretty slick. This is going to amaze you how fast this part is too. So I just put it around the front and I kind of put it down into the pool noodle like this. And I'll just come around and then start bringing my pipe cleaner back around and just kind of...
That's ingenious. I thought you always took it off of the pipe cleaner.
No. Pipe cleaner's going to hold it into place.
See,
like
that's why
that.
You make them and I learn.
And then once that's there, I think I'm going to do a double layer because I want it to really be
full head of hair.
Full head of hair. We're going to be Nellie Olson style right here. If anybody doesn't know who that is.
I was going to say, about half of those watching will be, who's Nellie Olson?
Does anybody know who Nellie Olson is?
I'm sure our buddy Joel knows who Nellie Olson is.
Who knows? I would be curious to see how many people who are on right now would know who Nellie Olson is. Okay.
It really does look like Nellie's hair, by the way.
It does. So I just kind of shove it in there and get it into a nice place. And I'm still going to add some more. I just want it to cover everything. But then, again, glue. Glue. So we're just going to put
just
this
randomly.
all over. Random, anywhere on top. Because this is going to have a hat on top. If it didn't have a hat,
then
I would only glue the underside.
Right.
But because there's going to be a hat, you don't want any of this hair to get pulled out.
So you're putting some gel in the hair.
Putting gel in the hair. That's a good one. I like it.
Sorry, I just thought of that.
And then we can start trimming the hair. So it's because it's way too long for our gnome.
Well, do you not let that dry? Or does it matter?
I'm going to put some yarn up while it's still wet. See what I'm saying? So I'm just going to cut right there, and then I'll just place that right up in there, and then it looks like it has layers.
Well, that's just so like cosmetology
school style.
That's
See,
awesome.
Whoops. All right, that's what we're doing here.
Oh, now that the gnome is facing me, it looks a little like Albert Einstein.
Oh, does it? Okay.
But works. It works.
Albert Einstein look. I think you're right. Okay.
Bev knew.
Bev knows who Nellie Olson is?
She knew Little House on the Prairie.
Little House on the Prairie, my all-time favorite show.
Christy wants to know if you've ever been to Idaho.
I have been to Idaho.
We avoid it whenever possible, but
we love Idaho. Okay, you know what's one of my favorite?
Christy says the Karen of Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah,
that's Nellie Olson.
That is true. Okay, let me tell you what my favorite thing in Idaho is. This is going to be funny. There's a fair in Idaho called the Eastern Idaho State Fair.
Oh, that's the fair that you never take me to.
You've never been to.
That's right. So Klondike Bar's revenge, man.
It's the best fair. We've lived in so many different states, and that's our favorite fair. That's my favorite fair. You're going to go one of these days.
Well, yeah, if you ever take me.
If you've ever been to an Eastern Idaho State Fair, let me hear it. I want to hear who has. Okay. See how
if you've ever been to a state fair, period.
Yeah. Have you been to a state fair? Oh, state fair might be where you could even sell your gnomes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I like it.
She's coming along.
Yeah.
Now, if we wanted to, we could have done beard instead if we were doing a male firecracker instead of this. Okay. Now we have our hat. We're going to put it on. Look at this. This is record. This is the fastest.
That is the fastest you've ever. Well, you've done some pretty fast gnomes, but that is
and then
legit.
Embellishments. Again, I just cut out stuff from my foam too, and to create stars or whatever you might want for embellishments.
There you go.
So I will show that too. And so I just put glue on the inside of the hat, and then it's hard to see. I want this to come down over the nose a little bit, like so.
Trademark sign of a gnome.
Yep. There we go. And then that will hold the hair together.
Okay, I'm gonna hold it
Hold
up
that
so
up.
I can see.
While I get my... Now, there's different things that you can also use. If you wanted to use fabric, if you had 4th of July fabric, you could... I actually did one... It's this one. I used foam to make the hat, and then I put felt on it. But you could do fabric too, and just glued that right onto the foam so it would hold its position. I was thinking a Christmas hat like this. What? Red.
Nice.
That would make a cool hat. I even have, I don't know. Anyway, I have this kind of like, this kind of a hat.
Flipping sequins.
Sequins hat would work too. That would be fun. So there's just different ways. Okay, once we get that done, then it's all about adding some embellishments. And I always feel like it's just so much better if you have a little extra something. So I just got a star and I printed it. We'll put a template on our stars. Printed 3 different sizes, cut them out with foam again. And I'm just going to glue these together to create a star for the hat. And we're going to be done. So go ahead, ask some questions while I do this part.
Okay.
I'm going to glue my blue to the white.
So, question about that though: can you just stagger them, or do you like to stack them? Like you stacked this one centered.
We could just stagger them. Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll stagger this one. No, here it goes. Good idea.
There it goes.
It's staggered. So we're going to do red, white, and blue stars.
Oh,
yeah.
mercy.
Good idea. You're brilliant.
I'm brilliant. Oh, she's going to let me come back next time.
Come back soon. That's a brilliant idea. I'm glad I thought of that.
There you go. You want me to hold it?
Yeah, you hold that.
Okay.
Well,
Try not to burn myself.
The red's going to have a hard time showing up on red, but...
Put it on the white. You can put that one on there, right?
So you want me to not stagger this one?
Well, you can put it on there. It doesn't have to be. Never
Okay.
mind.
You got it.
Yeah, something like that.
There we go.
See?
That looks pretty good. And then
Once in a while.
I sometimes I like to add a little extra pizzazz. So I may add just, I always have these little sticker things that are, what have I said before? They're in the scrapbooking area of the Dollar Tree. And they have sticky on the bottom of them, but I always glue them on too, just because they don't really.
Them.
Again, I always glue everything down with hot glue. So I'm just going to add a little something to that blue one because it's kind of feeling lonely.
That was a very Bob Ross comment.
Was it?
Yeah.
Guess what? It's not coming off very good. If these get in the heat, if they've been in Arizona, they won't come apart. I'm not saying this has been in Arizona, but there it is.
There.
But one of the little gems came off, so I got to give it a new gem. Oh, and see, there's a couple of spots I got to trim her hair. Let me put this one on before it dries. Oops. Okay, so yeah, then you can just pick it up and see if there's anywhere else you want to trim.
Some stragglers.
Give it a good haircut, like so.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Nellie Olson, eat your heart out. There we go.
Love it. Love it.
So that is
So you
all there
literally
is to it.
So go back to the nose.
Okay. It's
Do those come in different colors, or do you have to color those? Did you
they
say
just come
that
in
already
white.
and I
They
missed
just
it?
come in white. So you
Okay.
could color them if you wanted to.
Okay.
And I do color things once in a while. See that one?
What?
Oh, hung
Oh
on.
my word! You just pulled her hair out.
I know. She just needed it. All right. So then you could, if you wanted to, add a sign to go with it, or a flag would be cute.
Oh yeah, we had a flag.
We do.
But
Where is our flag?
it's in your stack of rolled hair.
Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, unroll that for me.
Okay.
Okay, let me show you again. Here's one of these that's in black, and it is, this kind of yarn is really really gets some good curls. Different types of yarn do better curls, and I will say this, just your basic yarn that's like the cheapest yarn you can get, that's not the fancy fluffy kind, really works good. So I just go half and then half again, or leave it longer and attach it to a pipe cleaner, and that's all there is to it.
Okay.
Okay, there's our little sign.
So what's the
little
best
flag.
What's the best way to attach that if you wanted to attach it?
I think I would put it on a sign, or have its own, because these gnomes don't have arms, but I could just attach it to the bottom too. But I like to see things in threes. So because I have 2 stars and a flag, maybe that works. But I like to have odd numbers. I should say odd numbers. Christy loves odd numbers. Where's Christy? Okay.
I thought it was just because you're odd.
Because I'm odd. We're odd.
We're odd.
That's why we're perfect together.
Yep.
So that's all we have tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you again soon.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
See ya.